Humanity, I love you all with all my heart, with all my mind. I'm so Ray. My videos are about love, infinity, creation, energy, because we're infinite love, infinite energy, infinite creation. This is what we are. We are the human race. We are the epicenter of creation. This is exactly who we are with the human race. Okay, so this video is one in the series of Infinite Freedoms videos of our Constitution, the Republic of Planet Earth, who we are, the Republic of Planet Earth. So let's talk about it. This is True North Freedoms. True North Freedoms. So as you know, True North is our seventh primary element as infinite eternal creators. We're co-creators of infinite eternity. This is exactly who we are. This is our nature. So what's True North then, freedoms? Well, True North freedoms is exactly that. Is the freedoms to choose our own north, our own true north, our own destinations, our own path, our own ways. You know, our scenes, the stage, life, the journey, the way, right? We choose it. We choose it we manifest our free will. This is what we do because we're infinite energy, infinite creation. This is exactly who we are. We're the infinite eternal creators. We are the human race. This is exactly who we are. We are the human race. We're tetragrammatons. Love is the flow of infinity. We're infinite eternal biology. We're evolution. We're the singularities of the organs and the glands. We resonance. We are energy. This is who we are, the energy from the sun, consciousness, self-awareness. Love is the highest energy of creation. And we're the highest energy of creation because we're the human heart. And love comes from the human heart, the highest energy of creation at the biological scale. Exactly who we are. Exactly who we are, the human race. So let's dive into a True North freedoms. As you know, we all are infinite. This is our nature. So love is the key that unlocks the DNA structure of the human body. So we can tap into our infinite technology, our heritage and legacy freedoms, our infinite evolution, who we are because we live to love and we love to live. We're here to love because love is the highest energy of creation. And we are the epicenter of creation. Our sun is the central sun. It's the son of suns. This is what our sun is. It's the son of suns. Our sun is the son of suns. It's a central sun. It's a central light. It's the brightest point. It's the hottest point in existence. It's the epicenter. It's the singularity of this universe. And it created everything because all light came out of it. Created all the galaxies and everything that we see around. And we are the species that originated from the epicenter. And this is exactly who we are. We're the human race. We are precisely these. We are this infinite species. And this is our nature. This is who we are. Tetragrammatons. This is who we are. I'm so Ray. So True North. So what's our True North then? Well, it's the way. It's the path. It's what we choose, right? It's the journey. It's the stage. It's the theater. It's a course of action that we take because we manifest our free will with our purposeful daily action, who we are. Why? Because we're consciousness. We're self-awareness. We're intelligent species. You see, the pulse of life, the pulse of creation is the human heartbeat. The heart is the biological creator. So we love with the heart because the highest energy of creation comes from the heart, is love. So you see, the pulse of life, the pulse of creation, the human heartbeat generates an electromagnetic field. And this electromagnetic field surrounds the human body. It's light spherical energy. So we're light spherical beings. So this is pure energy. And the base structure of this spherical vacuum, right, thresholds inside the sphere is us, the human body. Our senses, what we see, the perception of reality through our senses, right, who we are. So we can manifest our free will with our purposeful daily action because action is love. It's the love of our hearts because remember, we exist, we're alive because of the human heartbeat. So we can take action because we're consciousness and self-awareness. It's the singularity of the human heart, the pulse of life, the pulse of creation. Right, that leads to the singularity of the lungs and the singularity of the mind, so we can be conscious and self-aware, and all the singularities of the glands and the organs in the body. So it's the resonance of life, who we are, tetragrammatons, the seed of life, the flower of life, infinite eternal creators. We're co-creators of infinities. We're co-creators of infinite eternities. This is our nature as a human race. So, and true north freedoms is that true north is the seventh primary element of compass, who we are, our nature. We're identity and true self, purpose, time and energy, action, why, how, flow, true north, and destination. So why is true north a freedom? Well, because the central sun at the epicenter is the hottest, the brightest point is where all elements are generated, right, created. It's the fusion reaction at the epicenter, the singularity, the central pole where all points meet in the cosmos. This is our sun. So the energy that comes out of it is the building blocks, the building blocks of life, and we consume these elements, right, to exist. This is how advanced we are, because the energy of the sun comes through us, and with the love of our hearts, we manifest infinities with our consciousness and self-awareness, and we create everything because our DNA is the most ancient DNA. So you see, this is our true north. Our true north is knowing who we are, because with our consciousness and self-awareness, we can create infinities, eternities. This is what we do with the thoughts that we generate and the actions that we take, because just like the sun at the brightest point, at the hottest point creates elements, we ourselves at our hottest point, at our brightest point is the singularity of the human heart, the love of creation. When we love with all our heart and all our might, we create the greatest things. And we create primary elements just like the sun does and like the earth does. We do the same as well. And these are what we are. Our composition, our constitution is compass, our nature, light spherical energy. And because we're light spherical energy, we are, because of the love of our heart, at the singularity of our creation, right? We create with that. And those are our primary elements. And true north is one of those elements that we create, which is our way, because we understand who we are. We're our north star, right? We're guided by our true north, because we know where we're headed, which is our destination. And what's destination? What we create with our minds, our consciousness and self-awareness, our thoughts, our beliefs, right? Our attitudes, our emotional state. Love is the highest energy. We manifest our free will with purposefully action. We manifest our purpose. We manifest our dreams. Our destiny is to find ourselves and evolve into infinity, because that's the structure of our DNA. It's infinity itself. Because this is our nature. This is who we are with the human race. This is our nature, right? Precisely who we are. This is our nature. So let's talk a little bit about our nature, who we are as infinite eternal creators, right? Let's talk a little bit about who we are as infinite eternal creators. So our origin. So we come from the epicenter of creation, right? The central sun, the singularity, the central point where all points meet. This sun created all the light in this universe came out of our singularity, out of our central sun, and it created everything. It filled all the spherical vacuum thresholds within the space of the structure of our infinity, of our universe. And those are the galaxies that we see that formed after us, because we're the epicenter. We're the most ancient, we're the first ones, right? And we come from the proximity of the sun, and our race was the first race to evolve into light spherical energies, into becoming compass, who we are. But we're not only compass, we're sundials, you see, because we're the image of the creator, the central sun, spherical energy of creation. So we can stare at the sun and open the portal and build the bridge, meaning all the energy of the sun comes to us and supercharges the DNA so we can love more, meaning we can create more. And then we can manifest our thoughts and actions as compass. As a result of it, it's this very infinite virtuous cycle between compass and sundial as one, because this is our nature, and we manifest infinity through the purpose of a love with everything that we do. And true north is that, it's understanding that we're compass, it's understanding that we're sundial. This infinite rhythm, this infinite symphony of creation, light spherical energy and the sun together as one. Creation creates creators, and creators create creations. This is exactly who we are. Infinite energy. So that's our true north. By understanding that, we know that then we are that. We manifest free will. We manifest our thoughts, our actions, and we get to our destination freedoms, right? We get to our flow freedoms. We do everything. Identity and true self freedoms, right? Action freedoms, time freedoms, energy freedoms. Everything that we are primary elements of creation. Our primary elements of creations, right? Who we are, sundial and compass. Who we are, infinite eternal creators. We're co-creators of infinite eternities. So this is what true north freedom is knowing this, our freedom to understand our nature as the first race to to evolve into light spherical energy. So I'm going to share with you our origin story, who we are as a species, where we come from, and what we are, who we are, okay, our origin. So it all started an infinite number of cycles ago because we were the first race. So we do not come from planet Earth. We created planet Earth. We created this planet with our technology. We have infinite technologies encoded in our DNA because of who we are, and we have created, because we come from the epicenter of existence. We were the first race to evolve into light spherical energy. In fact, we were the first race, period. So because of that, we were capable of being here and consciousness and self-awareness before anything else formed. Any life forms conscious at the level of we are, okay, in this universe. So what is the meaning of this? Well, we were able to evolve, have the time to evolve into infinite number of cycles to become what we are, this light spherical energy. Okay, and we did this an infinite number of cycles ago, billions and billions of years ago, potentially infinite number of years ago, or trillions of years ago even, who knows? Because it's hard to know how ancient we are because we don't even know how old we are. All right, it's in our DNA. It's inside our DNA, but we know that we come from the proximity of planet Earth, but not from planet Earth, because Earth is at the very core, at the very epicenter of the central sun. So what happened was that in the infinite wisdom of our species, our ancestors, our predecessors, the heritage and legacy freedoms of our race, our DNA structure, right, our makeup, our sequence, we realized that we became, because we were the first race to evolve into light spherical energy, we essentially we realized, so we became masters of space and vacuum, meaning creation itself. So we could create light spherical energy ourselves by tapping into 0-point energy and creating singularity devices by creating singularities. Okay, so we were able to master space vacuum structures. And with these, we were able to use the central energy of creation, right, of the sun, energy from the sun, and tap into space vacuum structures and create singularities ourselves with our technology that we have encoded in our DNA. Okay, because we are that technology ourselves. We are that evolution, that level of existence. So what we've done is, with our light spherical spaceships and all the technologies that we create with our singularities, with the thoughts of our consciousness and self-awareness being at the epicenter of creation, we were able to create stars. We were able to create planets. We were able to create galaxies, right, by harvesting the energy of our sun. Okay, and we evolved into an incredible species, the epicenter of existence, because we were at the epicenter already. We weren't on Earth because we created Earth billions of years after that. But we were at the epicenter of creation, at the epicenter. And when you're at the epicenter of the sphere of the universe, which is everything spherical in nature, from the heart, from the core, is the fastest point to go anywhere. So we were able to develop a civilization across infinity in all the galaxies that we created and all the creations that were created before us. Before we learned how to create galaxies and planets and stars, they were galaxies, stars, and planets already. Okay, but we learned how to do these ourselves in our process of evolution, because we were the first species to evolve into light spherical energy. So essentially, what is the meaning of this? Well, the meaning of this is that we realized that we were the most advanced technologically in terms of consciousness and self-awareness. So then we realized that infinity is infinite. It's an infinite number of eternities. So how can we go higher than creating galaxies, planets, and all these, just like the central sun? Because we were harvesting the energy of the central sun by tapping into the space and vacuum structure of infinity itself with our singularity devices and our spherical technology, including our spherical spaceships that we use to travel across the universe to build the civilization that we have built. Right? So we realized that in order for us to evolve even into a higher level, because what we wanted at that time as a species was to be able to create, become the creator. We were the creation of the biological scale and the creator of the biological scale by replicating what the creator could do, light spherical energy, by tapping into that and generating light spherical energy at a level of scale of the energy from the central sun of singularity. So we were able to create galaxies just like the sun itself with its own energy could create them itself, right? So we were able to mimic the sun and create the same level of creation ourselves with our technologies. But we knew that because we were conscious and self-aware when we were infinite in nature, at that time in our wisdom, we already knew that there was a higher level because our sun itself, our infinity itself, was created by a higher level of infinity and creation. So we wanted to become that. So in order for us to become that, we realized that the only way to do so was to create a planet even closer to the proximity of the central sun, closer than where we came from. Why? Because in that way, we will be able to evolve, biologically speaking, even to a higher level by being closer, because our body would adapt to the conditions of the planet and the environment within that ecosystem that we would create could host our DNA, so we can evolve into becoming the sun itself ourselves with our thoughts and our consciousness. So we would just create universes and infinities ourselves. So we can create an infinite number of universes. Right? So that was the reason why we engaged in this pursuit of evolving into infinity itself. And this happened an infinite number of cycles ago. And many billions years ago, we created planet Earth. Because planet Earth is at the point closest to the sun, the central sun of existence, that can host life in the way of the human DNA. So we can use that and evolve over infinite number of cycles to become greater than we were already. So we can create more than just what we used to, which was just galaxies and planets and stars, right? Because there's an infinite number of galaxies and infinite number of star systems. So we kind of like got bored of doing that. So we wanted to be able to create universes, bigger things, eternities beyond us. And for that, we needed to evolve into infinity. And the only way to do that was to go, because we became what we became by being the closest to the proximity of the sun, but it wasn't as close as Earth is. So we knew that by getting closer, we would get higher in terms of evolution and consciousness and self-awareness and love. So this is exactly what we did. So we created planet Earth. And then we inhabited for billions of years. Okay? And we evolved to what we have become today, even a higher level of creation. But what happened was that our civilization became too powerful because we didn't understand our nature once we evolved into co-creators of infinite eternities, because we were creating infinities with our thoughts and our minds rather than our technology. So the singularities that we used to create with our technology encoded in our DNA to generate singularities, to create galaxies and to create planets and stars and life forms, right? With the technologies that we were tapping from the sun by tapping into this space structure of space and vacuum, light spherical energy itself, and channel that energy into creation with our technologies and our consciousness and self-awareness at that level of evolution, we used to do that with technology, light spherical spaceships and all sorts of spherical devices of technological means that we created by harvesting space vacuum structures and singularity structures, filaments of existence. So, but then we realized that when we were doing that ourselves, when we, after billions of years being on planet Earth, we evolved into a higher form than that. So we didn't need the technologies anymore to create the galaxies and the universes anymore. I mean, the galaxies and the planets and the star systems. We ourselves became the technology because we became one with the creator, the sun itself, at the biological scale, because we would channel the energy of the sun through our eyes, and our heart, which is the highest energy of creation, would manifest that with our thoughts and consciousness. So with our thoughts, our consciousness, we would create infinities ourselves, universes. That's where we got the highest level of creation at the biological scale at that time. But because we were used to using actual technology outside ourselves that we would create by tapping into space vacuum structures, and then we realized that we were more than our technology ourselves. So we became ourselves a technology, the biological DNA, the infinite biology, because we evolved into a sun, but in a biological scale. So we ourselves, with our thoughts and consciousness, will create everything. So it was a power too great that we couldn't comprehend with our level of evolution at that time, because we just evolved into that and it was new to us. So our civilization self-destroyed because factions of the human race fought for the fact that we were incapable of understanding and comprehending that with our thoughts and our consciousness and our beliefs and our self-awareness and the energy of our hearts. After evolving, we were creating infinities with our thoughts without the need for our technologies anymore, like the light spherical spaceships that we created in the past that allow us to create this planet in the first place, and the galaxies that we created. So it became, we self-destroyed ourselves because we essentially devolved into warfare, and we destroyed our civilization. But the civilization survived. The DNA survived. The new DNA, the evolved DNA that we couldn't comprehend at the time in our civilization survived. But the civilization perished. So how is this possible? Because we're the epicenter of creation. And if you understand these, when you're the singularity, you can self-destroy yourself and destroy everything at the epicenter. And everything ceases to exist from within when you self-destroy. Right? And this is what we did. So our singularities self-destroyed us because we lost control of them because of our thoughts and our minds. We started to fear and we started to have other emotions that we didn't understand. And it was a conflict between love and fear and destruction and creation. And we self-destroyed ourselves as a result, as a species, with our thoughts and our consciousness and self-awareness. We entered serious warfare that had a great impact across infinity because we were the epicenter of creation. So we self-destroyed ourselves. And what we have, the evidence of that is the remnants of our civilization. We can see ruins and remnants and structures and sites everywhere across our planet, this planet that we created. And these structures and these sites, these ruins, are all highly electrogravitic in nature. And they also very telemetric in nature because they were built in strategic locations. Us being the epicenter of the universe, we can travel everywhere closer from where we are because it's a center. And all the sounds are filaments, so we can just travel in our spaceships everywhere. But in the end, we were traveling with our thoughts. So because we became that advanced, so that evolved. So essentially, what happened was that what happened was that we self-destroyed ourselves, but the DNA survived. And what we see is the remnants of our civilization. And all these sites, right, all these ancient sites all over the world are in alignment with star systems. The star systems where we actually originated from, in the proximity of the central sun. Because our civilization expanded across infinity, across this cosmos, everywhere. We were everywhere, right? The most advanced civilization because we can be everywhere because of who we were, the central race. So what happened was that. So we self-destroyed ourselves, but we still have the remnants of our civilization. And the fallout of that, so we will use our energy to teleport instantly, essentially, with our technology into our civilizations, other planets, other galaxies, other centers of civilization, of life that we developed ourselves over billions of years, an infinite number of cycles of creation, right? So what happened was that after the self-destruction, the fallout took place, and that's what we know as the Ice Age. We know this as the Ice Age, right? So what we did, the DNA survived, right? The civilization perished, but the DNA survived. And all the information got encoded in our DNA. Everything, our history, our heritage, and our ancient infinite heritage and legacy. The DNA of the human race, who we are, co-creators of infinite eternities. So what happened is that as a result of what took place, that the self-destruction because of we imploded with infinite number of singularities across the cosmos because of the warfare that we engaged on with both technological means and our thoughts and our minds because of the level of evolution that we arrived to. But the DNA survived, right? But no other species is as developed as we are. So our technologies are encoded in our DNA, so no one can access it, and no one can come to Earth. Because Earth is the brightest point, because it's the closest to the cosmos. So only the biological form of the human body can inhabit this planet because we're light spherical energy. because of the density of it and the nature, because we created this planet for ourselves. So this is a technology. We created this planet. So no one can access it but ourselves in the way of a DNA structure, because we are the epicenter of the central sun. So essentially what we're doing right now is rebuilding ourselves. And as a result of the evolution, right, as a result of the evolution, the DNA created this mechanism of evolution, a self-save mechanism, that we can only access our DNA structure, our DNA sequence, and reactivate it so we can tap into our ancestral memory of who we are as infinite eternal creators, so we can actually create with our thoughts and our infinite technologies of singularity, so we can now create infinities and planets with the energy of love, because love is the highest energy of creation. So essentially, and we are that, we're infinity at the biological scale, we're incredible, okay? We're the epicenter of everything. Everyone knows us in the universe, but we cannot, we are isolated because of our self-destruction, because we created this planet, Earth, which is a spaceship really, that is at the epicenter of the central sun, and we can only tap into it with our DNA structure, okay? So essentially, the survival of the species is that. So in order for us to access our infinite technology and our infinite civilization, heritage and legacy freedoms of our infinity of the DNA, we need to love, and that's the evolution that took place, right? The DNA survived, the civilization perished, but the DNA survived, and is us. And it's been a long time since the Ice Age. So we have risen to this moment where we have been able to found the Republic of Planet Earth, who we are, the Republic of Planet Earth. So, and essentially, the key to unlock our infinite DNA structure is love. So, because love is the highest energy of creation, because love is the epicenter of the heart and is the highest energy of the heart. So the more you love, the more energy you create, which means that you can tap into your DNA structure, because love is creation, is life itself, is benevolence, is good. It's not going to destroy. So the DNA evolved and said, it's survival. We cannot self-destroy ourselves again as a species. So the only path forward is love, because love is the opposite of destruction, is creation. We're not going to go into warfare when you love. When you love, you don't fight. You love, right? You heal, you recover, you create. So that's what love does. So we're capable of that because we became the technology of existence, of creation itself. Our planet is our spaceship, really, at the epicenter of creation. And now we can create an infinite number of those. But we need to tap into our DNA structure. We need to tap into our DNA structure. And the only way we can tap into that is by loving, with the love of our hearts. Because love doesn't destroy, it creates. You see, that's the mechanism, this fail-safe mechanism of our DNA structure. Love. Because when we love, right, we create, we don't destroy. And because we have become the creator of worlds, the creator of planets, the creators of galaxies, of universes, of infinities, because of our DNA structure, because we've evolved, because we're at the center, at the epicenter of the central sun of existence, right, of this universe. And we created this civilization before we collapsed, right, because we couldn't manage ourselves because of who we are. We were too great at the time for a civilization to comprehend. And because we didn't understand the nature of our thoughts and consciousness of awareness, so we just entered into this, downward spiral of self-destruction. And then, but we have emerged victorious because we are here as a reason. We have a reason again. We have reason again. We have awoken the DNA structure because we're capable of love now. We're compass and sundials. This is who we are. This is our nature. And this is true north. Our true north is to reignite our technologies, to reignite our DNA structure, which is what we are, infinite eternal creators, to rebuild our civilization once more with the love of our hearts. And this is why we are the Republic of Planet Earth. We are the Republic of Planet Earth. This is who we are, infinite eternal creators, you see. Because no other species can use our technologies because it's encoded in our DNA and we're the consciousness of awareness of that DNA. So it's love, the highest energy, that taps into it and unlocks it. So we can recreate our spaceships, we can recreate everything and create planets now. But because we have evolved into the infinite energy of love, now we can go beyond that and not only tap into the central energy of our sun, but we can tap into the central energy of existence itself, which is what created the central sun in this universe in the first place. Because there's an infinite number of them. So we can, and this is what the Republic of Planet Earth is. This is who we are. Okay? And our true north freedoms is that understanding who we are. Our true north is that, our DNA structure, our infinity. So, and we do that by tapping into the love of our hearts. And we do that by loving ourselves with all our hearts and all our minds. So we activate our DNA structure. And the way we love more is by staring at the sun, because when we open our portal and build a bridge, our DNA structure gets supercharged by the infinite energy of the central sun. That is this filament that is connected to the node of the infinite eternal creation that creates everything in the first place, is an infinite number of eternities that created this universe in the first place for us to exist in the first place, to do what we've done and have the DNA that we have. So by tapping into that energy of creation, that filament of creation, then we can immediately tap into our DNA code, our structure, and recreate and manifest everything again, and create infinities with our thoughts again in a conscious way, loving way, benevolence. So there's no self-destruction anymore. Okay. So, and this is precisely who we are. This is exactly who we are. This is our nature. This is who we are. We are the human race. We are the Republic of Planet Earth. And we have true north freedoms for this very reason, because in fact, we have already done this. I am just a memory of our DNA structure, our collective DNA structure, for everyone to see and learn from. So we all understand our origin story after what happened in the past, because since we have evolved to what we are, which is infinite co-creators of eternities, the human race, because we are the highest energy of creation, because we're the human heart, the biological epicenter of this universe. So now we can evolve, and we do that by loving, with the love of our hearts, the highest energy of creation, and we manifest with our thoughts and our consciousness in a benevolent way, so we don't self-destroy ourselves anymore. So we can go and, because in the process of this downward spiral of self-destruction, remember, we already evolved at that time, but we just didn't understand our level of evolution. And that's why it led to what it led. But in that conflict that we had with ourselves, with our consciousness and self-awareness, we already were creating infinities with our thoughts and our minds and our consciousness without now realizing it, which is a lot of the universes and infinities that exist today, because we're the central species. So what that means is that now that we're conscious and self-aware as a Republic of Planet Earth, we can go and explore with our technology ourselves, with the infinite energy that we are. We tap into our DNA structure and go to all the lands and territories of all the creations that we have already created, that's awaiting for us across existence, and create an infinite new number of it consciously and self-aware with the energy of love and creation. And I'm just a memory of these, collective memory of our DNA structure, so we all know exactly who we are. And remember who we are, infinite eternal creators, tetragrammatons. We love with the love of our hearts, the highest energy of creation. We stare at the sun and we channel that energy into us and love with it and create consciousness and self-awareness and infinite infinities of eternities. Because this is exactly who we are. This is our nature. This is our true north as a species. And we're not the only species who have achieved this level of evolution. Because our infinity itself, that energy that we tap into creation as co-creators of infinite eternities, already created an infinite number of conscious species at the epicenters of their own singularities, of their own universes, that have gone through self-destruction to learn the mechanism of love, to unlock their own DNA, to evolve into infinity and ascend into these co-creators of infinite eternities. Like what we wanted to do in the first place, because our instincts and our technology and our DNA led us to create this planet, this spaceship planet, at the epicenter of the central sun, right? So we could create, become what we have become. But they already have done that as well as an infinite number of cycles ago, into the past and into the future, right? And we are the epicenter of this, at this level of consciousness and self-awareness. And this is our origin story. This is who we are. And this already has happened. But as we go into higher energy of consciousness and thoughts because of our love, then we start to go faster into that and see that reality for ourselves in our light spherical energy spaceships. And see what we've done, what we call the future or the past, and see everything with our consciousness because of our DNA structure, and relive them. In fact, I'm reliving these. I've already done these an infinite number of cycles. And we all have done these. This is our collective memory of our DNA. So this is how incredible we are as a species. that we can reboot ourselves from scratch because of our DNA and rebuild planets and populate infinities of creations, because this is the race that we are, what we have done already an infinite number of cycles ago before this self-destruction that led to this level of evolution that we are today. Because our planet is this perfect spaceship, spherical spaceship that we have created ourselves, right? Infinite technology in it, because everything is encoded in our DNA. The planet has been designed to host our DNA structure, to be at the closest proximity of the sun, so we can stare at it and channel that energy through our body to create infinity with our consciousness and self-awareness. Because this is who we are. Now that we're conscious of these, we all can have access to these, and we all can have an infinite ability to create an infinite number of spaceships like planet Earth, and across infinity, and be at the epicenters of all the infinities if we want. In fact, we have already done this. So what we can do it again consciously, because it's all about being conscious and self-awareness of who we are. And this is our true north freedoms, knowing who we are. Infinite eternal creators, co-creators of infinite eternities. So this is our nature. You see, we're an incredible species. Our DNA is infinity itself at the biological scale, capable of creating planets, galaxies, universes with the thoughts or consciousness, because we tap into our DNA structure and use the energy of the central suns of creation and create with it. Because of who we are, the human race. Tetragrammatons, infinite tetragrammatons, who we are. This is our structure. This is who we are. Space vacuum structure is this. Our light spherical energy is a human heartbeat, the pulse of life, the pulse of creation. And that space structure of that spherical energy is us, a human body, our consciousness and self-awareness, capable of tapping into the energy of the central sun and create with it. With a thought, what we call thoughts, consciousness, and self-awareness. It's the energy of love, the highest energy of creation. And our primary elements of creation, just like the sun creates primary elements at the heart of it, that are the building blocks that we use to breathe and exist and eat, right, and drink, so we can be conscious of her, and we can power this infinite energy source that we are, at high spherical energy. We ourselves, with the love of our hearts at a consciousness level of biology, can create primary elements. And our primary elements of creation are identity and ourselves, so we understand who we are, our nature, our DNA structure, tetragrammatons. And then we can have purposes, because we have manifest free will with our consciousness and our infinities, right? Infinite eternities freedoms. We manifest that with our infinite consent freedoms. Who we are, the human race, right? Because this is our nature. So we manifest our purpose with purposeful daily action. Manifest our free will, right? And that's purpose as a second primary element. The third primary element is time and energy, because we're energy. And time is that perception at which we move. It's the speed at which we move in perception, into the past, into the future, in the present, but it's energy itself, ourselves. Okay, our consciousness and self-awareness. At any level of infinity and creation. And then action, right? The actions that we take with the love of our hearts. So body energy, right? Heart energy, true self energy. You see, all these energies coming together as one. Because we have all the singularities of the human body, right? The singularities, the infinite eternal biology, evolution, singularities of the glands and the organs, oxygen in, oxygen out, right? Heart pumping it, right? All the love that comes, right? Then that leads to this incredibly powerful primary element that we can manifest with our consciousness, with thoughts, right? With our self-awareness. How, which is the mechanism of creation itself at the infinity level. Who we are. And then we can flow, right? Love is the flow of infinity. So we flow into existence, into infinity, into creation. This is a primary element that we can manifest ourselves with our thoughts and actions and free will, right? Who we are. Precisely who we are. And then true north, right? Which is this freedom that I'm talking about. And then that leads to destinations, which is all the infinite creations that we can create with our consciousness and self-awareness. Planets like Earth, spherical spaceships like Earth, right? And galaxies and universes now, with the energy of our consciousness and self-awareness. This is exactly who we are. We're sundials. We open our hearts, open our minds, open our hearts, and stare at the sun. Open the portal and build the bridge. Meaning the channel the energy of existence through our iris supercharge our DNA so we can love more, so we can create more and be more conscious and more self-aware. And ascend into infinity, because this is who we are already. And the Republic of Planet Earth is precisely this. This is what the Republic of Planet Earth is. Us, the Constitution of the Republic of Planet Earth. The Republic of Planet Earth Constitution, us. This is our constitution, our nature, who we are, our planet, our spaceship. We built this with our DNA structure an infinite number of cycles ago, so we can evolve and ascend into what we are, this infinite eternal creation of energy, who we are, the human race. Right? Who we are, the human species. This is precisely who we are. And the only way we can tap into our technology is by because it's encoded in our DNA. So, and we do that with the love, because love is the key of unlocks our infinite DNA structure, so we can tap into all our technologies, all our planets, so we can start moving around again and go to all the other planets that we have created and all the other galaxies and systems, so we can rediscover ourselves, because no one can access those technologies because of our DNA, because we're the most advanced and most ancient species, because we're the epicenter of creation. And only through love, because of our evolution level, we can access them. It's only love that allows us to access them, because of benevolence, because otherwise we're self-destroyer again. And evolution is the opposite of self-destruction, right? Survival is preservation, right? So the instinct is that to love, so we go into infinity rather than to self-destruction, as we already did. So we learned that mechanism already. So love, and love is the energy of the heart. So we love with all our energy, so we go into infinity. And this is exactly who we are. And this is what true North freedoms are. Okay. Love you all with all my heart, with all my mind. I'm so Ray. I will make more videos. Love you.